just can I share screen?
Yeah. Oh, do I have to make you a host? Let me see. How does that work? Okay, I made you a host. Does that work? Or did I do the wrong one? Is that the right one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I think this one. So I think it's working.
Yep, I see it. Looks good here.
Okay, and I think maybe I don't remember if I showed you this before. I think I shared this.
I think I saw one or two slides, but go ahead. Give me a run through, please. Let's see.
Okay, and then you'll tell me what's happening with the initiative in India and what's happening with physics.
Yep.
I just a quick catch up or note. I mean, for the comment that I made today, I think for in regards to maybe Blink engine. There was a comment about Blink engine, and you mentioned physics about the colors, green and red, and I was hoping to have maybe explain the I was hoping to explain the the science behind the biology and
yeah, beautiful.
And maybe it can connect with the color spectrum.
Yeah. Well, I've noticed, it just sort of fits in with different aspects. It's intentionally based on science, so science will line up with it. So that's sort of the way things work out. So
yeah, the comment was that well, I'm just researching about it and I'm learning more and more about what this brand became and what it stands for. And then I'm just it's a beautiful process, just learning.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's just it's amazing.
Walk me through your slideshow here. Let's see yours. How it fits in, because I looked through it and you just got it all laid out in a way that I can. You got all the thought work done. Now it's a matter of you need something to bring it all together, and that's just where we end up working together. Is
and you see you see the logo, it's the interference pattern.
Yeah, that's right there, huh? You got the interference pattern of light itself right there.
Yeah, so light is a biotic factor. It's an abiotic factor. So what I'm researching recently is Consocio is like it's based the person who wrote about this idea is it's called the intellectual father of federalism, and federalism is basically the the governance system that we have today. The United States is a federation. European Union is either a constitution, it can resemble a constitution, or it's a federal system.
Yeah.
And what it means is basically a sharing power. But it has basis in biology, and biologists use this terminology.
Yeah.
So it's so exciting how like 500 years ago, this scholar wrote about this relationship, symbiotic relationship,
Yeah.
which was the basis for society, and that was the basis for what the governance system what we have today, and science, biology, like ecosystem ecology, can explain what the relationship between communities is either beneficent, beneficial, like mutualistic,
Yeah.
parasitic, is commensal, uh, neutral, etc. So this is this is something I think very important, because in political science to have integrate like a hard science like physics. I mean, what we know from theory into political science.
Right. Yeah.
We will solve a lot of psychological. We'll have a lot of well-being and all that.
Yeah.
So that's the goal. That's harmony and freedom, peace, and solidarity. That's our main vision.
Yeah.
So we see this holistically from a systems perspective.
Yeah.
We see it as again from a community ecosystems community perspective. As a population, it could be any entities in the population, biotic or abiotic. And so in this case, I mean, stakeholders, of course, are governments, corporations, etc., because they influence the world. And our mission is to have an optimal environment for our potential to flourish. And actually, I think it's able to. We are able to minimize many risks. I think that, or we're able to just increase the well-being significantly if we just organize much better.
Yeah.
So this is like the four core problems that I identify um, uh, that I've identified as and from the, the, these are the four core problems that you that need addressing, but overall they are just systemic problems like systemic risk or social cost. Like systemic risk is like money lost, and social cost is just suffering and etc. So like how we lose the most money and how we are uh, suffering the most harm, and essentially the, the major reasons is through mostly self-reflection and just from what I see from the world is wars and generally this type of conflict, the need to have but, this, to um, keep up with the police system and all that. Um, um, uh, um, and it's costing a lot of money, and we have a lot of um, we have a lot of risk due to that because there is misorganization, and another one is poverty. I mean, these are we can we can. I don't like to. This is the only slide which has red.
Yeah, well, that's perfect, right? Those are, you get your problems and solutions there. Threat and trust there. See, it lines right up with the, my little physics system there.
And the threat system.
And so there's your heat map right there. Every one of these would flag, oranges and reds on your system.
Yes. Yes. I mean, I don't know if I have it somewhere else. Actually, I have it as the opposite. I have peace, prosperity, conscientiousness, and uh, um, um, climate climate action. Um, can you see the screen?
Yep.
Okay. Conscientiousness and or climate action and longevity. So I would rather have the what we actually want to achieve instead of what we don't want.
Yeah. So the other side of the coin. Yeah.
Yes. That's so I don't like what I have here, but I'm just showing. I actually like you can see the numbers here down. Like it's $2,000 per person. I mean, and this is actually I'm claiming that this is not need to be like
right. Yeah.
100,000 people die per day for age-related causes, and that's not need to be. And like 54 trillion in damages will be caused because of climate change and etc. pollution, because of 1.5 degrees in change, and 50 million people will be refugees in 2040. That no need to be.
Yeah.
Every day 40,000 people die because they don't have food, shelter, and water. That no need to be. 1.6 million people die every year because of violence and conflict that not need to be. You know, you understand what I'm saying? So
yeah.
it's a bit, it's red. I don't know. Okay. So, so the idea is that we need a social contract, or we need a terms and conditions for that. So we need a clear terms and conditions, and what what uh, what 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 lawyers or what corporations or what we sign contracts, and you have like small clauses down in the contract with small letters. We want to
Yeah.
bring that up. We
Yep.
want to bring that up with big letters. And we want to show that small letters. No, we want to bring that up, and we want to put it right up as like, that's like the advertisement. That's that's a change.
Yep.
The disclaimer is our, our the change that we're bringing to the table. So there's just one thing that just by piece that we can just save 9 times the earnings of 1 billion people in extreme poverty, just by agreeing individually in communities, therefore collectively to peace. So that's like the small letters, like, or the coming big and say, okay, this is I sign to the peace contract, and now a lot of people do that, and now how do you know there's less conflict? Because like we all agree to that, and it's
Yeah.
mutually beneficial to do that. And yes, and 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 that's where I left it. Essentially, you can see in color, and this is what we talk about. And I'm really happy that we are having this discussion. And the Heatmap idea, I had it from you, and I would really love to see that. And if somebody watches this and wants to create, I think there's something similar I share with you, maybe from EU or from the United Nations. They have a real-time map with, maybe
Yep.
it was from COVID or something, I'm not sure. They have a real-time map that shows the world here,
Yeah.
and the risk, different colors. So we can color it, and we can explain what type of color, what it means. It's what it means in what type of interference does it
Right.
has
Yeah. Yeah.
in biological organisms, and why. So and essentially, yes, and it includes it includes rainforest, includes um, um, uh, population of the community. It can include the whole biosphere. It
Yep.
can include anything. That's the idea. So the idea is that we would like to. The idea is to solve this problem. So to solve these problems, it requires innovation. And innovation means in intellectual property as we understand it in the past century or so. So by any system where everyone is connected and everyone is a stakeholder and everyone owns an equal share in this union, the property, the intellectual property is shared. So what essentially is becomes is the maybe the biggest university ever, because the target is to solve the biggest problems in the world.
Yeah.
And that just motivates to create more intellectual property to accelerate innovation to solve these problems.
Yeah. And did you read that's one of the ideas behind on the physics side, there is the perpetual license and the money pump, where the way the world is right now, if you come up with a important innovation, well, it turns out that innovation is just worth, billions or trillions of dollars. Just about anything that's substantially innovative and helps and people like it, well, it's worth all sorts of money. So the way the system is now, that innovator would just get way more money than they'll ever need, and or the corporation that comes up with it will just get massive amounts of money. So my idea on that part is to flip that around and release things under the commons, under the license of, hey, this is free technology, it's a new idea, and whoever comes up with it, people need to live, they need money to survive, but release it as this is free to the public, free to use. Put some of that, put the money, the profit that's gained from that, put that through the money pump, and the people that contributed to that project, that innovation, they'll be taken care of financially. That's sort of a kind of a built-in thing. What's that?
The 10% or so?
Well, the 10% of the profit from new innovations goes into that money pump, goes into that charity, which gets sent right back out to the world. So the profit, 10% of that profit, you still keep 90%, but 10% of that profit goes directly back out to the system. So you have a loop of money where it takes off a little bit, and then you have an option to donate all the money, and you receive just a living wage or something, a comfortable way of life there. So each innovation can build on itself without incurring the cost of licensing and lawsuits and all that wasted money. Well, that's gone.
Yeah, I
It
think
goes straight back out.
I think this is probably the most interesting point for discussion, and philosophically and even deeper and maybe spiritually.
Yeah.
Because what is intellect and what is even what is spirit, and can you own qualities of the spirit?
Right. Yeah.
If it's something like that, yes, and so on, and if it's about maybe healthcare and so on, but it's very interesting discussion. In this case, everyone. So this is a union. Essentially, it's a union. Everyone takes this stakeholder unit, and this unit is everyone has one. So it's a divisible unit. So in that sense. So if you, I would like to understand more the concept, but in the sense that if you inject capital into the unit, it's an actual security. So this includes everything, stock, debt, etc. The whole market of securities, intellectual property, everything that could be considered security. And you can see it pan out here. So everything that is supporting the civilization. And without these things, we don't have what we call civilization.
Yeah.
Well, so that everyone is a member, like, of the civil society or a stakeholder of the whole civilization, is a member. So if you raise the value of the whole society, you benefit too, because it's a mutual relationship, mutual beneficial relationship.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Or it can be a neutral positive. Or, the system is neutral towards the and positive. So it doesn't harm you, but it's but you benefit from the system.
Yeah.
It doesn't harm you, but you benefit from it. And the idea of doesn't harm you, but you benefit from it is like you have just one share, indivisible. Okay, you just have one share, indivisible, and how you benefit essentially is, from the four of the six major industries. There is a utility, like for the resource, there is a calories one. Okay, you get water for free, and intelligence services for free, and longevity services for free, if it's a truly mutually beneficial relationship. And I think that's possible to do. And also, besides that, I think to solve all those problems, it's possible, if we really mathematically, it's possible to provide these utilities to so this is like it constitutes the energy that you need to consume one day.
Yeah.
And it's or the data, the how much you need to travel one day, how much you need to live in one day as well. So that's like basic needs.
Yeah, time, energy, and space, and you measure it all. That's good.
Yes. And that depends on the level of advancement in a different technological society. So that different societies have different level of advancement. So you have different needs for different level of advancement. But certain elements are basic for everyone. Okay, maybe not universal, but basic. I'm just want to highlight it. We have 10 minutes for this pre-meeting. Okay. So this is what I call the social development index, the capacity of society to meet basic needs or wants with technological and scientific development for increasing universal growth through research and innovation. And this is what I just feel in. um, what is possible to achieve if through basically scientific organization and scientific based sort of just backing up the politics with true science. I mean, with hard science.
Yeah.
And, that's the major point, that maybe we would save money for government and maybe become a type 1 civilization or something. So that's the maybe general idea. So it just, I don't want to it's easy, but it's 3 levels. This is the sort of the consensus algorithm. It's like the delegated proof of stake. You can say it's like the fork of that. It's a little bit different. Also, there is the mechanism that I described, the mutual, the cyber physical symbiotic relationships, but it can't be described as mutual, yes, as beneficial or deleterious or beneficial. Either is trusted or is a threat.
Yeah.
And you can understand. So what I'm saying, it's just 3 levels, just easy to understand.
Mm-hmm.
The stakeholder unit, which is the basis of everything. Everyone can take one, and just by signing up and agreeing to the terms and conditions, which is just the social contract, which is an organic institution. So that's the general idea, because that's what life is.
Yeah.
Then there is the physical utility function of what we need to live.
Yeah.
And then the commodities, etc. But the basic stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then based on that, I call this is the most powerful money, the most legitimate currency, because it's backed by the financial assets and securities that support. They build the technologically advanced society that we live in. We build our civilization, so it's backed by that, the securities.
Mm-hmm.
And it's backed and it's credited. I need to change that, and it's credited by the economic utilities and the essential commodities that we need to live. So that removes any volatility and creates the most legitimate currency, and it's the most stable currency.
Yeah.
That is possible to be created. And I mean, that's a really big statement to make.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. But you trace it down to the root. You're right. It has to be built on those things, or it's not worth money.
I think that's the basic. And then yes, I mean, but this is just a few more slides. I try to from a different presentation. I mean, the idea is to create bonds as well, and to create bonds the bonds, the debt is only created to reduce the risk that we already have. I think that's just an idea that and I've tried to work on it, and some other ideas I didn't include here, and I didn't have time. I'm I didn't find time, but I would love to work more on this, and some other ideas from the from people working with P2P in the P2P forums. Like I learned about mutual indemnity funds. That's a really brilliant idea. So mutual indemnity is a really brilliant idea, and another one that I really love is mutual assured construction funds.
Yeah.
Mutual assured construction fund. So everyone can put like the money pump if people want to, like something like that, something similar to what you said before. If people want to put the money into that charity and just build,
Yeah.
build in that sense. But but yeah, essentially just help the people on the top do their job better.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of political heat on the people who are in charge for good reason. But at the same time, they're working within the constraints of a system that's broken. So how much good can they do when the world is run by money and corporations? How much effect can the politicians really have? They're stuck in the middle. It's a tough position.
They really don't have a chance to take a beneficent a mutually beneficent call, or should I say, cannot do that. They don't have that option, I think.
Yeah, yep, I think you're right. So, okay, we'll run out of time here. Good, thank you. Let's this is just hand in glove here. The stuff that you've been working on, and I can see where my little project just kind of fits right into yours. I think we're getting something organized here. So
it was good, yes.
well,